Well, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Three Crones in the Woo Woo. My name is Gayle Nicholson. I am your Dragon Slayer Crone and Word Witch with Creative Command Coaching and Consulting. To my side, we have Miss Krista Ducharme, our Crystal Crone and Traveling Crone. I don't think it's going to be traveling quite so much in the near future. She's stateside now, and we love it. And then, of course, supporting us from below, we have Damaris Samolinski with Ask the Genie with Damaris Samolinski, and she is our Stargazer Crone. So welcome back, ladies. It's been a month.
Yeah.
How have you been? How has the eclipse changed your being, your world?
Yikes.
Oh my gosh, we have so much to catch up
Yeah,
on.
we do. We definitely do have to. And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today is the eclipse and all the energies that went with that eclipse.
Lovely. Lovely. Krista, you've got a whole bunch of news to bring us, don't you? I mean, it's not just moving from one continent to another, one country to another, but also being in totality during the eclipse. I want to
Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you've never been in totality for an eclipse, I highly recommend it. But I won't start there. Yes, we left the Netherlands. I am now in Massachusetts, Leominster, Mass. And for those of you who know Mama Crone, you probably recognize the bath. I am in her house right now because my house doesn't have Wi-Fi. So I am in her house at the moment using her Wi-Fi, but that's all good. It's all good. But yeah, a lot has gone on. You know, anytime you move, there's a lot of transition. There's a lot of different things, and we spent 2 weeks down in Virginia. Well, Kevin processed out of the Navy. He got his the much coveted when you're in this position, the much coveted DD 214, which is that form that says, "Hey, I'm out of the military now." And so yeah, we got that, and got to see all three kids. That was absolutely fantastic because we did something because we lived in the Norfolk area for a number of years. So our kids, that's kind of where they spent some of their youth, and we did a lot of really cool things. So we went to go do the one thing that they always loved, which was go to Busch Gardens. And if you've never been to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, in my opinion, it is one of the prettiest amusement parks. It usually is rated as in the top 3 as being, beautiful. And we just went and we had a good time, and we just enjoyed each other's company, and we spent the weekend together, and that was so, it was good for the soul. It filled the cup.
Nice.
Yeah. And I get to catch up with some really, really close friends, some really great friends. And that's always one of those blessings that you just really enjoy, having that connection. So from there, we came here to Massachusetts. And those of you who know of Kevin's Betty Jean, which is a 1996 Defender, we had to drive that up in the middle of that. I don't know what kind of storm it was, but at the beginning of April, it was, lots of wind, lots of rain, lots of snow, and we had to get up here before the snow.
It was like Mother Nature was emptying the pantry. She's like, okay, have some of that. We got a little more of that to give you. Yeah, that was a mix. Sorry, go ahead.
So no. We had all that, but it was kind of funny. We realized how fast Betty Jean could go in here in the stateside, and how fast she couldn't. She looks mean and green, and she looks very sexy, and tough and rugged. But her get up and go is more like get up and not.
You're funny.
She looks like a Porsche, drives like a tank.
It's great. She does exactly what she's supposed to do. But yeah, we got her up here. and stuff before the storm, really before the snow actually hit. Is one of those really cool things where we arrived, offloaded everything, and then the skies opened. I mean, no sooner did our feet hit the porch with everything offloaded, did the skies open. It really, I don't think we could have timed it better if we had planned it. So yeah, it was a really cool thing, but we weren't here long before we drove to Canada, Quebec, to go see the eclipse of the sun.
I'm just disappointed you didn't wave as you passed by. I had no idea you were coming through.
Well, I have to look up where you are in retrospect to where we drove. And as I was driving, or as we were driving, I was like, huh, I wonder how close or how far or whatever.
And Interstate 91.
Did we? Yeah, we did. I think we took 91 up.
Okay, so then you were within 50 miles of me.
Okay, yeah, because we went. So we're 91 parts. It goes north, and then it goes. So it went to Canada, and then it went to White River Junction. And we went up further north because we went, of course, to Canada.
Yep.
And so, all righty. Well, you know what? Next time, because we will be traveling. I know it won't be, as international as it had been, but there's still lots of traveling to be done.
What I'm interested to know is exactly what day did that happen? Because last week I was in this, the intuitive zone where you're just like, okay, I'm going to go do something and I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm going to go do it anyway because I feel like I should be doing it. So I drove to New Hampshire.
Okay.
And I went shopping and bought myself all new underwear.
Oh, very good. That's an important thing to go do.
In New Hampshire, I was like, this is like Christmas. Right?
Oh yeah.
Funny.
Oh yeah.
But it would be hilarious if that was the day that you were passing through and the woo-woo was just going, come on, girls, get it together.
On Tuesday. So we traveled on Sunday and we traveled on Tuesday. It was a very short trip.
It very well could have been because I didn't have the show to do.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have to look at my receipt, but that would be so interesting if it was the same day.
Yeah, I mean, did you? Well, I mean, yeah, we went all the way down, and then because it's such a quick, it's pretty quick in the grand scheme of things, to get here to where we are in Leominster. Leominster is actually kind of it is centrally located here in Massachusetts. So you're not too far from the western side and you're not too far from the eastern side. So, it's a kind of a good blend.
Yep.
But yeah, so no, it was really cool. But, to explain the eclipse, so is like, it's probably one of the most awe-inspiring things I have witnessed. I mean, it was kind of fun watching the whole process because it kind of looked like the Oreo cookie of the moon, biting into the sun and inching its way. And that was like, that was cute and that was fun. And we had the glasses and we were trying to take pictures only to realize our phones are too old to get the really good photos. But then I turned my tablet on, which is what I'm using at the moment, and I took literally what I would call the $1 million shot when it was totality.
Wow.
And because it really encapsulated the darkness and the light, but then you really saw that white ring with the dark center in it. And then in the distance, there was this hill or this mountain that we don't know what it's called. It looked like Uluru from down in Australia, also known, as Ayers Rock by a lot of people. Okay. But it looked like Uluru. So it had this feeling of being in both hemispheres at once, at least for us, or for me. Because it was just, it brought bits and pieces from our life, like all together
Mm-hmm.
for just a snap. And I'll tell you, it was just shy of 2 minutes, and it felt more like 10 seconds because you're trying to take everything in all at once. And so your senses are an overload, and you feel like that you're missing, um, you don't want to miss anything is more what it is. So you're trying to bring it all in. So it was amazing. Amazing.
Isn't it interesting how sometimes when you have that kind of a moment, time expands and everything seems to go in slow motion. And in this instance, it was the opposite. Like it went so fast. Yeah.
It did. It was a snap. It really was a snap. But yeah, I'll see if I can message you the picture I took, and then you can share it with everybody. Awesome. I need to find my phone. I did something with my phone. Oh, Kevin. Oh, I gave it to Kevin. Where did my phone go? But yeah, it really was it was a fantastic experience, and energetically, and for me or for us, because we're going through such a transition anyway, I could not have planned. I did not look ahead when Kevin and I started talking about the dates of his retirement. And frankly, we did it so that it was beneficial for us monetarily.
Okay.
All right. So, I won't mince it and make it all fluffy like, oh, yes, no, it was this really, spiritual thing. Yeah, no, really and truly, it's about there are two perfect times for military personnel to retire. And so we didn't take the first one, so we took the second best one. And so everything else that's been lining up since, making that decision of June 1st, there has been all these really cool celestial events that have worked around it. So definitely having that complete experience of the totality really kind of made things more surreal with really what was happening. So it's kind of amazing. Synchronicities can really blow your mind when you actually start watching the signs and start understanding them.
I call it when the stars align.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah, it is. And yeah, exactly. So, it has been kind of an amazing journey so far.
Nice.
So
as you were saying that, I was thinking, okay, so it really wasn't a choice that you missed the first one. It was more like fate that you were aligned for the second.
Yeah, I really do. I really think that kind of it worked out best and in so many ways. So yeah, it was easy to roll with that and just kind of be like, oh no, this one works best, so let's do this. And now it's like everything else has just been the pieces are falling into place with ease. So it's been quite amazing.
Very cool. Very cool. Damaris, do you have anything to catch up with before we go into your segment?
No, just experiencing all the energies of, the planets and the stars. No.
I'm going to disagree with what Damaris. She just taught a class or did a workshop.
I did.
So why don't share that?
Got it.
Right. No, it was really nice. I had a class and we were talking about what the sun represents, what the moon represents, what the rising represents, what the north node and the south node represent. And so, it took about 2 hours to talk about the whole thing, because then I allowed people to, ask questions and get really into, what it really means. And, but we're going to have a sequel. So
nice
to get deeper into it. Yeah, definitely.
Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. Well, I would love to know more about that, just myself, because I'm always confused about the North Node and the South Node. That's like
Okay.
a new development in my understanding of astrology. So it's like, okay, they move. I don't know what the heck's going on. But when I see, like really in-depth astrological reports and charts, they're in there.
They're in there.
So they make a difference. I know they do.
Oh, huge. Huge. Yeah,
Awesome.
definitely.
All right, my
Oh, how
dear.
beautiful. I just saw the picture you sent, Krista.
Yeah, I did. I just sent it. So yeah, if
I'm
you
on my
want to share.
watch.
Okay, cool. Let's see if, while Damaris is doing her thing, I can get this uploaded.
All right,
to
let's go.
everybody.
Let's do it. All right. So, the eclipse, before it started, like people were talking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks. They made a really huge hype about it. Even on the highways here in Long Island, New York, where I live, they had signs everywhere, like, telling us about the eclipse. And I'm like, I really want people to understand why it was such a hype, why this eclipse was so, so important. Because people just take it for, they just want to see when the moon and the sun line up and stuff like that and see how beautiful it is. But there is a lot more to it than that. And really what it is, okay, so all of these planets were in the sign of Aries. So the sun, the moon, Mercury retrograde, Venus, Chiron, and the North Node, all in the sign of...
Sorry.
Okay. Back.
Okay, she's muted.
Okay. All right.
You
So I want to talk a little bit about Chiron and how Chiron is affecting all of these planets in the sign of Aries, including the eclipse, right? So Chiron was discovered in 1977. It's so funny because 1977 is also a very it's a powerful year for me, and so is today, actually. So this whole thing lines up for me anyway. I'm sure it does for everybody else, but Chiron is the wounded healer. They call Chiron the wounded healer. So Chiron wants us, because of it's in all of these signs, it wants us to heal the physical body, right? The spirit. It wants us to heal our emotions, which is represented by the moon. It wants us to heal the heart, represented by Venus. The mind, represented by Mercury. The North Node, it wants us to... and Gayle was talking about the North, the nodes before. The North Node has to do with what we're here to do, the mission that we are here to accomplish. And the South Node would be what we left behind, the life that we left behind. What happens with most of us is that the life that we left behind, we're like programmed to be that way. And we haven't realized that we need to shift it 360 degrees and point it in the opposite direction. So it just so happens that my North Node is in the sign of Aries, and I know some of you have the same. The sign of Aries has to do with self-reliance. It has to be with being a trendsetter. It has to do with new beginnings. It has to do with self-mastery. And so all of these planets lining up with this eclipse, they want us to heal whatever we need to heal, whether it's mental, whether it's spiritual, whether it's physical, whether it's a physical ailment in the body. I think I'm back to listening to myself.
No, you're good. It was Gayle. She's on the screen now again.
It wants us to really work on the self and what it is that we need to heal. For me, it has all to do with my parents, my mother, my father, both their deaths, and why I chose them as my parents. It has all to do with that. And so understanding that, and that's what I've been working on for the last 3 weeks, understanding why I chose them as my parents and what I needed to learn from both. And learning what I needed from both will help me take those energies into where I'm going and into what I'm doing in the future. And so it's almost like a preparation. And I've said this before, it's a preparation for what's to come. But if I don't heal the things that I need to heal within myself, then I cannot become who I need to be. Because again, it's if an aspect of myself hasn't understood why these things happened in my life, then I need to still continue to work on it until I understand. I completely understand why, my mother's death, my father, why he came into her life, why I was, their child and only their child. And so, and my purpose. When I look at the other planets, the Pluto energy, because as you guys know, Pluto is in Aquarius and it's about the Great Awakening. So it has the Pluto and my sun were very like 1 degrees apart from each other. So I've been waiting my whole life for this. It's really what I want to say. It has come full circle for me, and I'm sure for everybody else, it's just that they have to pinpoint what it is that they need to heal, what they need to understand. So they need to embody then those energies in order to then become who they came here to become. There is no animosity, and it's so funny. There's no negativity. There's no anger anymore. My father gave my mom a really tough life. He was an alcoholic, and he was not a good husband. So I held a lot of animosity towards him because he didn't give her a good life. But I hold no animosity anymore because I understand those were lessons she needed to go through. And so once I understood that, and I understood, why my father needed to behave that way, then there's no anger. There's no feeling negative about anything. It's just feeling blessed, really. And so we all have to look at what we need to heal. As I said, all the planets represent something. Venus, the heart; Mercury, the mind; the North Node, the soul, because that is the soul's purpose. And so we need to see, the sun represents the physical body, the spirit. We need to see what it is that we need to heal, whether it's an illness, whether it's our mental state, whether it's our emotional state, whether it's our psychological, spiritual, state of being. All of it is being shown to us right now so that we can work on that and we can step into who we're here to be. So I recommend that everybody see where they're feeling like they're still stuck in an area and work on that area while, these planets, because the energy stays for a while. The energy will stay for a long time, even though the eclipse happened, the energy of it. So yeah, it's really powerful. And that's why the eclipse was so powerful this time around, because of all of these planets aligning up with the Chiron energy and the rest of the planets. I don't know if you guys have anything to say or share. I really think that this is a time for each and every one of us to take charge of our lives, not to blame other people, not to be in victimhood mentality, just to see, okay, I signed up for all of these things. Why? And once you understand why, then you'll be at a place of forgiveness and being grateful for the opportunity to be able to balance whatever we need to balance here and now and step into who we are supposed to be.
Yeah, no, I think that's wonderful. Now I have a quick question. So this has to do with the eclipse.
Okay.
And you just made me think of this. So during the eclipse, I had seen also imagery prior to of what planets we should be able to see.
Yeah.
And so I actually saw during the eclipse Jupiter, and I saw Saturn, which was very interesting because I could have seen, there were like 5 of them I could have seen, but I didn't see those. I only saw Jupiter, I saw Saturn. And right now, with something that you said, what would that, okay, diving deeper, what would that mean?
Well,
because those are the only things I saw.
And I love that you're sharing this. Well, Saturn is really the Lord of karma. They consider Saturn the Lord of karma. It's really the teacher, without Saturn, we don't learn the lessons, and then we keep repeating them if we don't learn them. Jupiter is the planet that helps us ascend to our spiritual selves. So, there's something you may need to heal yet so that you can completely continue on the ascension process. And so you got to look back to see what it is that you need to heal yet, something that you may have not even paid attention to. Maybe, I was talking to my daughter and I was asking her, what do you need to heal from my oldest? What do you need to heal from your childhood? She goes, oh, I already healed it. I don't even think about it. And I'm like, I hope she did. But just because you put it away in the back burner doesn't mean you healed it. If you still hold some sort of animosity or anger or resentment, then you haven't healed it. And so, so I don't know, whatever you may be holding on to, some unresolved issue or conflict with anybody, that's what you need to work on in order to get to the next level, because you don't get to go to the next level unless you heal that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to give that I'll have to sit with that. But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting that, that those were the two planets that I saw, and I was like, oh, I need to ask Damaris about that.
And it's so funny because in order for those two planets to really work for us, we have to go through all of the planets that I mentioned. We have to heal the mind, we have to heal the body, we have to, everything that happens to us physically is also has to do with the mind and whatever emotions we're, holding on to that are negative. So it manifests a physical disease or illness in the body. So once you are able to balance the thoughts and the emotions, then you can work on releasing the disease or the illness that's, stopping you. When it comes to, let's say, when it comes to Saturn rules the skin. It rules the bones. So like, I'll give my sister as an example. She has a lot of issues like arthritis and stuff like that. And when our mom died, she really didn't heal all the things that she, needed to heal. She doesn't really want to talk about it, and she doesn't want to, bring it up. So as I said before, just because you push it to the side doesn't mean you're healing it. And so your body will take a toll. Your body will let you know something's wrong. Once you start feeling the aches and the pains, it's your body letting you know there's a root here that needs to be cleared, so that you don't feel the physical pain anymore. But sometimes people don't want to even hear that. So, it is what it is. Yeah. So, the number 1 today is a 1. All right. So it works so well with, the Aries energy. Aries is about new beginnings, the birth of the new you. It's about self-mastery. It's about, sort of like starting over in a sense. We've been through all the challenges that we've been through. What did we learn from those challenges? It reminds me of the, and I don't know what card Gayle is going to pick, but it reminds me of the Fool in the sense that he's carrying this bag, right? And he's walking around nonchalant, like nothing is wrong. But he's carrying this bag with all his experiences inside this bag. And so he's going to need the experiences. He's going to have to remember the experiences he had, not necessarily be angry or resentful for the experiences, but remember them so that he can utilize the knowledge and the wisdom that brought those experiences in the future. And so we can't take baggage, so to speak, with us, but we do have to take the knowledge we learned from the negative experiences. And so I have my little bag of, experiences that I'm carrying. No baggage, because I'm not projecting it onto anybody or blaming anybody for it. But it's just my experiences, which mean a lot to me because they made me who I am and who I'm becoming.
Exactly. Don't underestimate the power of what's happened, because it does make you who you are.
It shapes you.
It does.
It does.
It really does.
And so, when we stop blaming the world, people, the world, then we begin to shift.
I think there's a really enormous shift that has happened during the eclipse. I don't necessarily think that it's like, poof, everything's different. But I do feel like we're going somewhere. Something's going to reveal itself over the next.
Oh,
6
yeah.
months.
Yeah.
Going to reveal us as completely different people.
Yeah. They say that eclipses are game changers. So there's something happening underneath the surface for each and every one of us, including collectively, you know, the whole world. There's something shifting, and there's something that will be revealed. And so the more we're prepared for the revelations, the more we will be able to handle those revelations. If we're not prepared, we won't be able to handle whatever's coming. And so I've been a hermit for like a year now, where I'm just like really into myself and not against anyone. It's just that I need to work through all of my, you know, challenges that I've been through in this life and understand them in order to appreciate them and appreciate who I am and where I'm going.
Exactly.
One of the other things, and correct me where is necessary, but I know that Jupiter is conjunct Uranus very soon, whether it's happening today or the 20th or something like that. It's coming up for that.
Yeah.
Right. And you know how you talk about Saturn as the teacher and Jupiter as the great benefic? Well,
yes,
my flashcards are Jupiter is God the creator, expansive and, you know, bestowing gifts, right? And then Saturn is God the Father, the one with the rules, the Hierophant,
the disciplinarian,
right? The one that's going, you know, accountability and self-discipline. And, you know, if you want to get there, this is the way that you got to do it, or else it's going to fall apart on the way if you don't.
Yes.
Kind of thing, right? So there's God the creator and God the taskmaster, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then Uranus is surprise. Right?
It's not even from this realm.
Okay.
It's not. Uranus
Okay.
is not from this realm. It's a future planet, really, to be honest.
Interesting. But what's its identity though? Is it, you know, I know it when Uranus pops up, there's surprises, right?
It's sudden, unexpected changes that are permanent. And so it rules technology, it rules space. That's why it's not from this planet. And so during this, you know, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, right? So during this 20-year period, we're going to see flying cars. We're going to see, you know, the medical industry change completely. You know, one day cure, you know, instead of God knows how long. And I'm saying cure, not treatment. And so, you know, these technologies have been held back till this moment. And so we're gonna live through these experiences in this lifetime, because I know that I'm gonna be here the next 20 years. I hope you guys know that you will too. So we will see all of it. We will be witness to history in the making. And so that's why Uranus is not even from here. It's a futuristic planet that's bringing the technology from the future now onto the earth.
Very interesting. All right. Well, I got the photo up of Krista's shot of the sun. I had to do it strangely in like a small video format. So it's 3 seconds of video, but I can play it over and over if you want. But here it is. And it's
so beautiful.
Look at that. Just,
so beautiful.
I'm going to do it a couple of times here.
It looks like a shooting star.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And I couldn't have planned that chemtrail from an airplane better. Again, it all came together, and I really couldn't have.
It does. It's a beautiful shot. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you for sharing.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
Let's talk about your golden healer there. I think it lines up with the Chiron energy.
It lines up. Boogie music. I know. I keep promising one day I'm gonna have a video of me dancing.
Right.
You never know. Now I feel like that the energy has opened up to make that easier for that to happen. All right. So the crystal of the week is a golden healer. And this couldn't be more perfect for right now. Again, if I had planned it, I love how this all works. I love the fact that we last year pulled all these crystals together. this one is perfect because think of all the energy that's been going, that's been happening. For some people, it's been really chaotic. It's been overwhelming. It feels like things have been moving really quickly, really fast, or, just they're not able to necessarily focus on one thing or another. And then there are others who are like, you know what? I'm going to like ride this wave, kind of like what I've been doing. I've been riding the wave of this energy because I knew that there were things that I had no control of. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the difference. I'm in this space of I don't have to control. I can just kind of flow. Mm-hmm. And I've prepared myself for this through the year with my word of the year being rhythm. Yeah. Right, which is part of finding the rhythm of what's going on and just kind of rolling with it. So a golden healer is about being calm. It is about tapping into that emotional healing. It is about being able to use that in a way that will, the more you're emotionally healed and the more that you are present within yourself, the more abundance that comes into your life. Now, when I say that word abundance, people automatically think of money, right? But abundance isn't just about the money. It isn't just about the stuff. Yeah, abundance is more so, in the richer part of it, in my opinion, is the experiences, the people, the riches that are already all around you. It's tapping into that and actually looking at what you have and go, wow, look how fortunate I am. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter if you have a house full of stuff or if you only have, one chair. It can still be abundance. You have to you have to recognize that abundance for where you're at. It's kind of like the emotional healing. Mm-hmm. You need to acknowledge where you're at. And Golden Healer is really good, and it goes deep into doing that. Now, some people look at Golden Healer and they confuse it with citrine.
Yeah,
it can be very much like a citrine, except as you'll see in this, there is that gold that is a naturally golden color, whereas real citrine actually has a smokier color. Yeah, it's actually a real citrine is more towards the brown versus the yellow. So it's a brownie or yellow color. That's a true citrine. The really bright yellow citrine, that's called baked citrine. Or it's citrine, it gets that color because it's been baked.
Yeah.
It still has that great citrine vibe. However, they're very different. Think of it, the citrine is about prosperity, abundance, and get you moving because there's a lot of energy, whereas Golden Healer takes you even deeper. It brings you deep and it brings you into this emotional calm. I find citrine is
what we're talking about.
Yeah, citrine I find is more fast-paced, fast-moving. Mm-hmm. When I'm working with citrine, it doesn't have the same energy as like a carnelian. That comes from a bit deeper of a space because that's also your creativity. Whereas citrine, I find, has that active, moving kind of feeling. Golden Healer,
peppy.
Yeah, very peppy. Yeah. Whereas the Golden Healer, again, like I said, it's about that emotional calm. So this is very appropriate, I think, for those who are trying to use this eclipse energy still, because this is the eclipse season now that we've entered, and using that to actually work with those energies or those things that Damaris was talking about that need to be healed. and sometimes some things I know Damaris shares her stories about healing and they're very large. They're very large things, but sometimes it's the small things that we carry that we forget, or we think that we've forgotten until something happens. Yeah, until something happens and it triggers.
Yeah.
So those are just as important as those really big, deep wounds and gouges, right?
They say that the pain that we have experienced is what we need to teach. And so that for me is wonderful, because I'm very confident in knowing the pain that I experienced. So I'm very confident in teaching about it, because I went through it, I experienced it. And so whatever we go through, whatever pain we carry is the pain what we're here to teach others, because we've experienced it. There's no better teacher than one that has gone through it, other than theory. Like, we could teach something that we learned from a book.
That's the difference between a 12-step group sponsor and a psychologist that has never experienced actual addiction, that's just learned how to treat addicts, but doesn't actually understand the cellular feeling involved and have that ability to peer-to-peer go, buddy, I've been there. I know the way out. Come on, follow me.
I want to add something really, really quick. I was watching a video, and the guy was saying that they took some cells from this veteran that experienced traumatic experience, and they went 40 miles away, and they mimicked like the experiences that the man had, the veteran, and the cells started act like being activated, sort of. And so he says they're 40 miles away from the man that actually experienced it, is because our pain is in our cells.
It's a cellular level.
The cellular level. So no matter where those cells go, the pain is going to go with it, because it's the memory of whatever we went through is in the cells. And so, I'd rather go to someone that has experienced what I'm going through than to go to someone that hasn't and is just learned from a book. You understand? Because they understand, it can relate to me. And so our pain is what we're here to teach.
Yes, absolutely. Which of you two can answer this question? How long does the eclipse energy stick around?
About 6 months.
Okay. Yeah, and I had heard somewhere that it's going to take that 6 months to fully realize itself, where you go, oh, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. And sometimes people don't connect those dots. Because I follow astrological transits like daily, I connect the dots, and it's not like I'm trying to. That's how I feel.
Patterns emerge. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. This is your wheelhouse. Don't apologize. We're here to learn.
Yeah.
So the last thing about the golden healer is it is a great piece to have in your collection. And I'm just going to toss this out there. Tracy and I are going to be going to a gem show on Friday to do shopping for our mom, and for Class Act Imports. And so if you have any wishes, please direct message me. I know an emerald and a golden healer. Okay, so message me, direct message me. And the other thing that I may end up doing is, depending upon what's available, I may have some mystery boxes that about $50 or $75 in the price points. So we'll see what's available. I haven't been there, but I haven't been to this show in a long time. I've only been one other time, so it'll be exciting. Oh, Tracy just said, no, it's a different show. Okay, so I'm going to a totally new and different show.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
But yes.
We have a question from Tiara. Hi, Tiara. So I already feel some of the energy shifting with certain things to push me out of the stagnant and stale energy I should no longer be in. Awesome. That's
I miss you, Tira.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, no, definitely. You can feel that.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's a really great question,
I would
Tracy.
say so, because the golden healer aligns with Chiron, the energy of
Yeah.
Chiron, which, and I was going to say really quick, Chiron, without Chiron, there wouldn't be any healers. So we're the wounded healer. So we become wounded in order to heal. Your pain is what you teach. And that's Chiron.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really good. And so, Gayle, I'm gonna throw it to you, my friend.
All righty, my dear. Let's do this. All righty. Oh my gosh. So one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this is because it really makes a huge life shift. I know we're just talking about the eclipse energy. We've gone from one reality into an entirely different reality. And for the next 6 months, we're going to watch that, like develop like a photograph. Mm-hmm. And, what's going to become more prominent in the picture of our lives and so on. So I love that. Right. And then we've got this this golden healer, which when I think about it in my mind's eye, okay, it's like we've gone from cheerleader Barbie to goddess Barbie, right? And that's you know what I mean? Like the transition from citrine type of thing, right, to golden healer. It's that kind of, let's just be happy to, no, bitch, we got this under control. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Okay. So that's the space that I want to invite all of you to be in, right? What's in front of us is nothing but golden for us. No negativity, no, oh, but what if, no doubts, no baggage bullshit from before, right? We're letting that go. We're going to walk forward like the fool with a peanut butter fucking sandwich in the bag and nothing else.
Meanwhile, I got my challenges in the bag.
And they're all written out on little teeny tiny strips of paper. I'll give you that, okay? She could pull one out of there and go, handle that one.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right, so just, and when I was thinking about what I wanted to say today, what came to mind was a very dear friend of mine. She and I have been friends, a long time, like 30 years. Yeah, around there. All right. And she was very much a very powerful manifesting woman. All right. She had a salon. She was a musician. She did all of these events. She was, very active in 12-step and in her community and all of this kind of stuff. And I was somebody that was in all of those things as well, but maybe a little bit denser as far as how my words were actually impacting things, because I was always the one trying to find out where could this go wrong, right? So that we could protect against it. Mm-hmm. And she would always be, enough. Stop fucking saying that shit.
Yeah.
Because
that's what
we all need one of those. Yeah.
Right. You don't have to give voice to those things, right? They're passing thoughts, wave as they go by. You don't have to interact with them. You don't have to give them breath. You don't have to give them life. Okay. No negativity in your presence. Now, I'm just hearing of the chorus of all of those ones that are going, oh, you're spiritually over, whatever. No, we're not. There is a place for that, right? There is a place for sitting with the golden healer in meditation and allowing that vibration to heal you without vomiting your shit all over everyone. Okay?
Yeah.
Because no one wants to hear it. Oh, sorry.
No. But see, you see the difference, right? There's healing to be had. And by all means, if you need to heal in conversation with a licensed professional or dearly connected intimately connected friend. Now, intimate does not mean sex. It means you know each other.
Yeah.
You rarely know very well the people you have sex with. Sorry, that's just fucking true. But you know, they have stuff. They're afraid to lose you. You don't know them. In many cases, it's, you know, there's the rare things like Krista, you know, that they've been together and they actually do know each other.
Yeah.
And there are many, many couples out there like that. But by and large, the people that we're just having sex with, we don't know. We just don't. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you need one of those good friends, with male or female, does not matter, to be able to say those things that aren't flattering and to know that they're not going to shun you because of it. All right. Mm-hmm. That's an intimate friendship. Okay. Yeah. And they'll also go, you know what? This is the third time this month you've bitched about the same thing. Are you going to shit or get off the pot?
And that's exactly. That is a true friend.
Yes.
Right? A true friend. Yes.
Right. So there are lots of ways that we can process the healing right now that Damaris was talking about, these areas that we think we've got it handled, right? But then there's just that one little thing that happens that just crawls up your spine and you're ready to explode, right? Where's that kernel? Come on, go in here. Let's go find that kernel, you know, and so on. So there's a lot of levels that you can access to do the healing that is required to be done. And it doesn't have to be a big bloodletting. It doesn't have to be a spectacle, right? You don't have to go down in flames just to prove that you went down. Okay. So, you can process this stuff. And the fact of the matter is that, you know, as long as you are willing to do your work, right? And you're not like, oh, la-di-da, I'm perfect. We're not doing anything here, right? We're just going to poof and the world's going to be perfect for us suddenly, right? That's not what happened. Okay, that's not what happened in the eclipse. It's not that kind of dimensional shift to where you've jumped timelines into utopia. You know,
no,
trillion different fucking timelines happening in the multiverse, but not one of them is a utopia. Because without challenge, what would we have to expend our time on?
Exactly.
Yeah, it'd be boring.
It would.
It would.
It really would be.
Yeah. So yes, you. Let's go into this next phase, just knowing that how it's going to turn out. The end result is going to be phenomenal, beyond your wildest dreams. Phenomenal, right? And we heard Damaris's take on the Jupiter-Uranus thing. I'm much more surface snapshot of it. God, the creator, is going to bring some fucking surprises. Okay. And just, you know, we're here to watch and acknowledge. And that goes back to Krista's abundance theme, right? Yeah. I often say abundance is not, like she said, not about money. It's about you have a lot of something. Okay. Whatever that may be. And it's the putting the focus on, I have a lot of whatever fills in that blank. Yep. That's the feeling that generates the magnetic pull. Okay. It's like gratitude, slightly different, right? I have this and I'm so grateful. Oh, up 10 times exponentially. Okay. So focusing on what do I have a lot of that I love having a lot of, that I would love more of, right? And nowhere in there did it say, but I don't want any more of that, because that's how we tank ourselves with this, right? No.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, yeah. People remember, your energy goes where your energy flows. So if you're focused on, I don't want more of, guess what you're going to get?
Right.
Because that's where your energy is. But if you are focused on, oh, I am so grateful and I love the fact that I have.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Well, we've definitely got a few new people in the comments section today.
Let's see.
Oh, you don't want to see this, but I'm going to show you anyway because these guys need to be put on blast. Yeah. God, I feel like I'm in the fucking grocery store again.
And who is this?
I have no idea. I have no idea, but comment away, guys, because they don't care what you're saying. They just care about the numbers of likes and comments. Oh, by the way, while you're there, by the way, while you're there, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell so when we go live, you can show up and give us little comments for our show. Thanks so much. We love you. And by all means, I highly recommend that you get some golden healers from Class Act Imports and do your inner fucking work.
That's right. Gayle, what's the card for today?
The card for today is the moon.
Ooh. Awesome.
It's gonna look up. Oh,
Awesome.
Oh, yes. So the moon. We've had a lot of moon interaction. We've got a lot of desire to moon someone right now.
OMG.
The moon card. You're going to love
are you
this.
doing okay over there?
It truly
Sorry,
is.
we have a live audience, and they're trying to control their hysteria.
Okay.
Okay. The moon is really about the hidden things, right? So get this. This is our affirmations for today from Galaxy Tarot for April 16th, 2024. I surrender to the darkness, exploring the depths of my inner self. Well, who planned that, Damaris?
It's perfect.
That's right. The woo is present. The woo is present, right?
Yes,
And
it is.
that's what that moon card is all about. Finding that parts of ourselves that are hidden, that are maybe, not showing themselves to us at all a lot of the time, but is there impacting the tidal waters of your life. Say that again?
Our triggers will let us know what they are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All we have to do is pay attention. Now, when we were going into this eclipse thing, I just want to touch on this for a second. When we were going into this eclipse thing, I saw a little TikTok that was a woman describing how to program for this. Not really doing a whole lot of anything. There was a lot of different occultations and consumptions and stuff that were happening that for me personally, with the way my chart is, I was like, okay, we are just going to bask in it and go with the flow and see what it comes out the other end. If I start trying to direct this, it's going to blow up on me, right? So yes. I didn't do a whole lot, but one of the things that this woman on the TikTok said that really made a lot of sense for me is she's like, you want to discover who you are, meaning what is your I am? Like, what does it come down to? What is your I am that you claim you own, that is your guide, much like we pick words at the beginning of the year, right?
Yeah.
In meditation, I came up with, I am willing. I am willing to show up and serve wherever my creator requires of me. And time again, I go back to that space and then find that I've separated from that space and I got to go find it again and go, and go back into that space. And again, this time it came around to, I am willing to be of service wherever God needs me, right? And out of that, I had a few little circumstances come up where, like for Easter weekend, I was able to go to the Good Friday service, and a couple of days later, my sister talked to me about how the minister said that, he would love if, you could get off Sunday to go to the service on Sunday regularly. And it's not that I don't like him or the church or anything like that, but the thought occurred to me that my ministry is where I work.
Yes.
I deal with many people, providing them nutrition, providing them a happy experience,
100%.
turning their hunger into happiness.
Yes.
I'm I serve where God needs me, and he doesn't need me in a pew on Sunday morning. He needs me working the restaurant on Sunday morning.
I agree.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I encourage all of you to take a further look into what is your I am for this, right? And it's not going to be something so thinking head brain logical as I am abundant or I am wealthy, or it's not that. It's an energy that you bring to it, right?
Yeah.
I am confident. I am assured. I am, decisive.
Yeah.
And I encourage you to go forward with that into this next 6 months. Use the golden healer in meditation as you need to. Know that hidden things will reveal themselves. All right?
will.
Yes. And just go with the flow, knowing that you are in the biggest fucking playpen ever constructed. And there is nothing that you could choose or do that will ever take your creator's love away from you or leave you in a state that you could not ever heal from. So go play, right? Go have fun. Go experience the expanded boundaries that Jupiter is bringing, and enjoy the surprises that you're going to discover along the way.
I just want to add that they have to initiate it though, Gayle, because we have free will. And so we have to initiate that healing. We have to, say, I want to heal whatever I need to heal. I'm ready. And then it will begin.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, my dears, thank you all so very, very much for being with us this week. I want to thank the two of you ladies. I want to thank Class Act Imports and Sue Paquin and Tracy and Ada and Tanya and Triana. Is it Triana? Can't see. Anyway, and all of those people who absolutely are our backbone here, our support, the reason why we came back after a month, because we love you, and you're part of us. Yes. Love you so, so very much. Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye.